Hey, fifth graders, this is just a little mini helper video to help you with those function tables if you're having some questions with those. So for this one, for example, it gives us the rule. It says the rule is divide it by 2 and then subtract 1. So if I look at my first input is 2. I need to take 2 divided by 2, which is 1, subtract 1, I get 0. Now next, my next input is 4. 4 divided by 2 is 2. 2 minus 1 is 1. Now it gets a little trickier when I need to go from my output to my input. I need to kind of go backwards. So since I had to subtract 1, I want to add 1. So 2 plus 1 is 3. And then if I was dividing by 2, I want to multiply by 2. So I'll take 2 plus 1 is 3. 3 times 2 is 6. Now, I'm going the regular way again. So I'm start with my input. Dividing it by 2, I get 4. Subtracting 1, I get 3. Now again, I have to think backwards for this one. I'm starting with 4 for my output. So I'm going to add 1, I get 5. And then because I'm moving backwards again, instead of dividing by 2, I'm going to multiply by 2. So 5 times 2 is 10. Now I have that all filled in, my inputs, my outputs, but I need to turn that into an equation. So my equation, I'm going to figure out how do I get my y. I know that y is equal to taking my x, my input, dividing it by 2, and subtracting 1. Now, if we look at the next table, it gives us the rule again, but it only gives us half of it. It says you need to multiply by 10 and then add by a certain amount, but it doesn't tell us what that amount is. So we need to look down here at our table and try to infer some things. When we look at our inputs, we have 1 space 3 space 5. So if we try to plunk in some things, I think that I can see here that I have a pattern of 1, I'm missing 1, 3, missing 1, and 5. So if I fill in those inputs, I get a 2 there and a 4. So I'm going to use my inputs. I need to multiply that by 10. So if I have 1 times 10, I have 10. And then I need to add a number to that to get my output. Now I'm not real sure yet what that might be, but if I come up here and do 2, I have 2 times 10 is 20. And now to get from 20 to 25, I need to add 5. So I'm thinking it's going to be multiply by 10 and then add 5. But I'm going to just double check by coming over here to this one where I have an input and output. 4 times 10 is 40. 40 plus 5 gets me to 45. So I feel like that rule is going to work. The multiply by 10, then add 5. So if I take 1 times 10, I get 10, plus 5 is 15. 3 times 10 is 30, plus 5 is 35. And then 5 times 10 is 50, plus 5 is 55. Now I just need to write that as an xy equation.